Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to my film and TV channel. And we have a 10 episode series to look at today on Disney Plus. Yes, we're going over to Disney Plus and we're going to have a look at something called, you'll probably know this very, very well, certainly you know the original, and this is sort of a follow-up to it many years later. We're going to have a look today at the first couple of episodes. It's showing weekly on Disney, so we can't binge watch this one at the moment, but we're going to look at the first episodes 1 and 2, have a look at that and give a rating for that. For the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Please, if you're new to this channel, push that subscribe button. If you enjoy what you see, I try and do movie reviews, TV drama reviews, information vlogs, stuff out to buy, stuff at the cinema. Hey, well, about 3 or 4 weeks time anyway, but that's been a few months since I've done that. So please, if you like what I see, I try and inform and entertain as we go along. Please push that subscribe button and push that notification as well, so you know when these vlogs are coming out. And if you look at the playlist, you'll see stuff on my football team as well. I'm very greedy. I have stuff on football as well. I have what it's called the Citizen channel. I look stuff on my history and past on my football team, Manchester City. So if that's of any interest to you, or you know somebody might be interested, please point them in my direction. I'll be very grateful for that. Obviously, if you're not that bothered about that, don't worry about it. There's loads of film and TV stuff, so we can carry on with that. And if you need any followers or friends on Facebook and Twitter, please check out the links on screen. I do post loads of stuff on there, obviously, and repost stuff. So if you'd have to follow us or friends, seek us out on there. And I do check every 3 or 4 days and follow and friend everyone back. Any comments on this, on the Mighty Ducks, or whatever you want to comment, just leave your comments below, film and TV comments. And please, if you haven't got time for a comment, or you're not that bothered about commenting, if you could just give us a little thumbs up. I'm trying to get about between 10 and 15 thumbs ups if I can. I mean, obviously I get a lot more for the football ones, but you know, if you can just press that little thumb up thing, that'd be fantastic. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well. Right, yeah, the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, Disney Plus, 10 episodes, a sports comedy drama, based, of course, on the 1992 original film. I think there was 3 in total, wasn't there, if I remember correctly, and I think there was a sort of TV series then as well came out, but I don't think it did very well from memory. Written by Stephen Brill. Created by Brill, Josh Goldsmith and Kathy Yusper. The series serves, of course, as a follow-up to the film. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers premiered on Disney Plus on March the 26th and will show in 10 weekly segments. So from March 26th, which takes us, what, early June, something like that. What's it about? Well, now a powerhouse in its division, the Mighty Ducks junior hockey team, but it's not really about them, is selective about who makes the cut. After being kicked out and being told he's wasting his time, a 12-year-old boy named Evan, at the urging of his mother, forms a new hockey team of underdogs with the help of Ducks' original coach, Gordon Bombay. Well, not so much help at the start, but you know, there you go. Well, if you know, give him a check and let you use his facilities help, yeah, that's fair enough. Who has since become a despondent owner of a low-level ice rink. He certainly has. Lauren Graham stars as Alex Morrow, who's Evan's mother, who helps her son to create this team. Brady Noon plays Evan Morrow himself, a 12-year-old kid who tries to create this hockey team after being cut from the Mighty Ducks. Maxwell Simpkins is Nick, who's Evan's bestest friend, who helps him form this new hockey team. And of course, Emil Estevez reprises his role as Gordon Bombay, the owner of the ice rink, named the Ice Palace. And, not so much of a palace, a bit run down, more an ice shed, a big ice shed, I think. Estevez, of course, reprising his role from the film series. Is it any good? Well, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes seem to quite like it. They've got an approval rating, so that's a positivity rating of 88%. That's based on 33 critics' reviews, and averages 6.74 out of 10. So not fantastic, but certainly not too bad. 6.74 out of 10. The website's consensus reads: Game Changers doesn't quite flip the puck, but it has enough heart and good humour to make the Mighty Ducks proud. There you go. Audience like it? Yeah, well, they're positive. 78% on the audience. Metacritic, they give it a weighted average of 71 out of 100, so again a good score. That's based on 15 critics, and it scores anywhere between 50 out of 100 and 83 out of 100. The least liking of it, the one who didn't like it the least, was Rolling Stone's Alan Sepinwall on March the 24th 2021. He only gave it 50 out of 100, and he wrote, Graham is charming as always, even with thin material, and it's not hard to see that Game Changers is just slow playing Gordon's emergence in the same way that Cobra Kai treated Daniel LaRusso as a minor character when it began. These early episodes are pleasant, if a bit dull. Yeah, I certainly say we've seen 2 episodes. I'll tell you a little bit more about dull comment in a minute. There are elements of that I don't disagree with, but I mean I do disagree with some of it. But it has been a bit dull in certain elements, but overall it's not that bad. I think that's a bit unfair, to be honest with you. The Telegraph's Ed Power, he liked it a little better. He gave it 60 out of 100 and wrote, Cobra Kai subverted the source material and delivered a moving meditation on growing older. Game Changers, by contrast, is all about reinforcing the Disney message about being the best version of yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Estevez is agreeably cantankerous as a grumpy oldish man hold onto the ice once more against his better judgment. Mighty Ducks viewers may well emphasise with this reluctance, as they too are dragged back to the franchise that perhaps isn't all it's quacked up to be. Okay, so that's a bit of a mixy one, that one, isn't it? Indie-wise, Steve Green on March the 26th. He did like it, though, 83 out of 100, and wrote, each of the opening 3 episodes, you got to see 3, I've only seen 2, conclude with their own little grace notes, neat bows on a new development that, again, in a multitude of other contexts will come across as treacly, but by fully embracing the strength of the show and its franchise predecessors, Mighty Ducks Game Changers has already earned those moments with breakaway speed. Yeah, so very flattering. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, you and me, people just watching, 691 scores and reviews left, and it's getting 7.8 out of 10. So again, not too shabby. Episode 1, called Game On, got 7.8 out of 10 on average, and episode 2, Dusters, got 8 out of 10. So more people seem to, I mean, that would be the opposite for me, but we'll talk about that in a second. The good, yeah, some comments on Internet Movie Database. I've just picked 3 of each. Funny, sweet and even touching, I love it. Someone else said it was so good. Someone else said a great start. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. And the bad, yeah, there's plenty of bad on it as well. Worst show on Disney Plus. Movies were better, says someone else, possibly. And someone else said a lame changer. Lame changer. There you go. So, Bernard, here we go. My little thoughts on it. Yeah, there are comparisons, of course, to Cobra Kai, which I've seen. I think I've seen all series 1. I've not seen anything after that. And obviously a lot of comparisons with 2 well-loved films, if you like, given the modern update. And yeah, most do come out in favour of Cobra Kai over this one, to be honest with you. And I wouldn't disagree with that. I think possibly on what we've seen so far, I think there's elements of Ducks which is better, but overall as entertainment, as a thing to watch, yeah, I think Cobra Kai is probably a better update, if you like. I mean, I've never particularly liked Ice Hockey. I still don't, which doesn't really appeal to me. But it didn't stop me enjoying the original movie. And likewise, so far, the hockey elements are not putting me off. This one, obviously, adds to the humour and stuff, doesn't it? Obviously, falling over ice. It's always funny. Best bit about ice dancing when I used to watch that as a kid. I did find the second episode, sadly, not quite matched the first for story and humour, though. And if I scored them independently, like those guys up there, I mean, I want to give it 8 for the first and 8.2 for the second. I'd probably score it a 7 for the episode 1 and just a 5.5. Perhaps a bit mean, but I certainly don't want to give it a 6, which is my watchable rating. Probably a 5.5 for episode 2. So it did drop a little bit, but not a total disaster. These sort of things, these series, it's all about getting a bond with the characters, I think. You've got to like the characters and their roles. And thankfully, episode 1, it did give you a sort of handful of characters that you possibly invest in and look forward to watching. I mean, the kid, you know me, I'm not a big fan of kid actors. I'm not a big fan of children actors, but well, I like them as long as they do a good job. But I'm not overly impressed, obviously, as you'd expect with child actors, the experience and the ability. And there's a little bit of that in this. They're not fantastic, but they do the lines they give, and they are giving some funny lines, and it does make you smile. So it probably works, even though they're probably not delivering them as best as they could. I mean, I've no room to talk, but I'm not an actor. I'm not paid to act. Yeah, so early doors, we haven't quite seen either anything of Estevez apart from his grumpy moments, which do bring a smile to your face. So that's not too bad. But we do know he's going to. One of the critics said there, we do know he's going to grow into this and come out a little bit more as the thing progresses. Lauren Graham, we go on to Lauren Graham, who plays the mum. Yeah, she is the standout so far. I mean, this is the perfect role for him. It's just a great role. This is the sort of role that's made for a nice caring mum who's trying to do the best for her son, and she even brought a tear to my eye at the end of episode 1. I won't say anything about that, just you'll watch episode 1 and you'll know what I mean. But I must admit, she did bring a tear to a glass eye, and she certainly brought a tear to my eye by the end of episode 1. And at the moment she's sort of holding it all together, and I think that's what she's supposed to be doing. As I said, with Estevez's role not really coming to it yet as an adult. Obviously she's the adult, sort of trying to bring this little group of kids together, all this little group of misfits together, if you like. So she's holding it all together, and they're helping the kids find the feet, literally, if you think, pardon the pun anyway. So yeah, it is Disney, thankfully, and it's not preachy, which they can be, can't they, a little bit. It is nice. It's nice to watch. It does make you smile. We sort of have an idea how things are going to progress throughout this, but how far it does, obviously, how believable or unbelievable it will be is up to the writers, isn't it? I mean, you know, I've got all sorts of ideas of how things are going to progress and what's going to happen to this group of misfits, etc. But obviously, how far it'll progress, it depends how many series they want to get out of it, doesn't it? I mean, they don't have to go that far with this one, do they? They're going to do a series 2, a series 3, etc., etc. But I've no doubt that typical Disney, and already we've had many little speeches and many uplifting moments, or just in a couple of episodes. So I've no doubt there'll be more of those to come. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in this day, you know, with things as they are at the moment, as I'm recording this still with the COVID going on. I mean, you need a little bit of that, don't you? Need a little bit of goosebumps. You need that sort of feel to things. So there's nothing wrong with that. So all credit to this show for at least taking you out of yourself and being nice and positive, which is what we want. I did look forward to episode 2 after watching episode 1. It wasn't, as I said, it wasn't quite as good. Only a 5.5 as opposed to a 7 out of 10. But so far, yeah, it's a worth the effort, and I'm certainly not going to not watch episode 3. I do look forward to episode 3 as well, just to see if we can sort of perhaps a bit more humour and a bit more of a story to episode 3. But it is solid family stuff. It's solid, you know, if you get your kids into this sort of thing. I mean, it's watchability wise, it's great for parents and the kids, or the grandparents and the kids to watch. So that's very appealing. So as far as Disney Plus is concerned, someone said before it was one of the worst things they've ever put out, but I would have to disagree with that. So my little rating so far, just based on 2 episodes, of course, this isn't based on the whole series. I've not been lucky enough to watch the whole series, but on 2 episodes, yeah, I'm going to take the 7, I'm going to take the 5.5. Obviously, if I split it down the middle, it would be something like what would be, with 6.25, wouldn't it, if I split it down the middle? But I'll give it a 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, as I said, because I'm quite certainly with Graham's character. I sort of she's already my favourite on that one. So, and I'm sure Estevez will come out of his shell. So yeah, I'll give it 6.5 out of 10 so far, which is a little bit down on Internet Movie Database and Rotten Tomatoes, but yeah, I think that's a fair rating at the moment, which is just slightly better than watchable. So it's very watchable in my opinion at the moment. Hopefully that will go up a little bit and become extremely watchable or whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, let me know what you think if you've watched this and what you've scored this. The Game Changers, Mighty Ducks, The Game Changers. Anyway, thanks for watching. What we're going to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. And until you join me again here on the Film and TV channel, or perhaps you have to flit across and look at my Citizen channel, my football channel. All I ever ask of everyone is please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.